Mr. Blue would occasionally describe his knees as feeling weak, occasionally pinch and sometimes give way. Lower back stiffness would often make it feel fragile and would have to take care as you start to move. This would be a typical workout I would take Mr. Blue through. To warm up, starting from hands and knees, take a deep breath in as you look up, arch your back down, and then breathe out as you tuck your chin in, arching your back high as you can. Getting movement from your upper body and your upper spine is easy. Try to focus on tilting the pelvis to get a bit of pressure into your lower back. Not trying to push as far as you can with each movement, but to about 80-90%, wherever is a comfortable range. A deep breath in as you look up, arch your back down, and then deep breath out as you tuck your chin in, arching your back as high as you can. Concentrate on tilting the pelvis. And just one more each way. Deep breath in as you look up. Deep breath out as you tuck your chin in, arch your back high as you can. Next, hands off the floor. From kneeling, stride a foot forwards and then try to reach the front knee as far over your toes as you can. Push your heel into the ground for more leverage to stretch the hips. Stay upright as you can, don't lean forwards into it. So big stride forwards, heel into the ground to push your hips forwards. Reach the front knee over your toes. Your task is to loosen up the hips. For a little more leverage, you can push your hands onto your front knee to help push it forwards, get a little more pressure into the stretch. You can clench the buttock on the back leg to get more front of hip stretch. And just one more stride each leg. And we'll move on to a push-ups position. From here, sit back onto your heels as far as you can without your knees resting on the floor. And then lean forwards over your wrists as far as you can. Take a really deep squat towards your heels. And then push forwards, lean forwards over your wrists as far as you can. As you sit back, try extend your arms out in front. Feel the stretch in your shoulders. Reach as far as you can. And then lean forwards, putting a little bit of pressure into your wrists. All the while, belly button in, keep the abdominals tight. Keep slow and steady movements. Deep breath in as you sit back, breathe out as you lean forwards. And back and forwards just once more. And lower the knees to the ground, a little pause. Going to go back into a push-ups position. This time lower hips to the ground, lift the chest, pull your shoulder blades back and look to the ceiling. Feel a slight arch to your lower back but a stretch in your abdomen. And then lift your hips and take a big stride forwards into a deep squat. Keep your heels on the ground and look for a little bit of movement. Get comfortable in the squat. A giant stride back into an abdominal stretch, hips down, chest up, pin your shoulder blades together, deep breath in to get a little more stretch. And then a giant step forwards, back into a deep squat. Keep your balance, heels on the ground, and look for a little bit of freedom. Lean into one leg, lean into the other, test your ankles, your knees. Get comfortable. From the squat position, you might choose to push it a little bit further. Push the back of your upper arm into your knee and use the other hand to push the other knee aside. Get a little more stretch for the inner hip. Giant stride back for an abdominal stretch. Maybe tilt your hips side to side slightly. From a squat, try reach your chest down between your knees, curling up into a ball. And then chest up, try to straighten your spine. Get everything mobile. Deep breath in as you stretch your abdomen. Pin your shoulder blades together. Search for tight muscles. Lots of variation is important. Angles of movements that may be stiff. From a deep squat position with your heels on the ground, push the back of your upper arm into your knee, point the other hand to the ceiling to twist your torso as far as you can. A couple times each arm. And step back into an abdominal stretch again. Trying to reach as far as you can, pain-free. And just one more squat, giant stride forwards. And we'll retreat to the back of the mat. Hands to the ground, walk your hands forwards to a push-up position, stride one foot forwards next to your hand, and that side hand point to the sky, twisting your torso. Take the leg back, stride the other leg forwards, foot next to your hand, and the same side hand point to the sky. Try to keep the knee on the back leg as straight as you can. Both legs back and walk your hands back to standing. At the top is your chance to relax, loosen your shoulders, take a pressure off, and back down to the mat for the next one. Walk your hands forwards, stride a foot forwards next to your hand, same side hand point to the sky. Turn as far as you can. Leg back, take the other leg forwards. Twist your torso. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg, inside of the hip, wherever's tight. All the way back to standing, so your heart rate starts to jump a few beats higher, going down and coming back up from the mat. Breathing can help you go a little bit further. Take a deep breath in as you stride forwards, and then deep breath out as you twist your torso, reaching to the sky. Deep breath in as you take the other leg forwards, and a deep breath out as you twist your torso. And reach as far as you can, so long as it's pain-free. No rush to these exercises, you take your time. Want to make sure the body is gradually getting up to pace. Nothing too intense too soon. And down to the mat just once more. Stride a foot forwards, point to the sky, once each side. And knees back down to the mat. From hands and knees, we'll start that circuit just once more. Take a deep breath in as you look up, arch your back down, breathe out, tuck your chin in, arch your back high as you can. Second time round, you can try to push a little bit further. Try breathe the full length of your lungs. Fully in and fully out. Hands off the ground to kneeling, stride a foot forwards, get the knee over your toes. Again, trying to reach just a little bit further. Perhaps stride the foot a little further forwards. Push heel into the ground, stay upright. Clench the buttock on the back leg to feel more stretch. Big movements. And we'll go one more stride each leg. Push heel into the ground, knee as far forward as you can, back, another leg forwards. Right, we'll move into a push-ups position again. From here, squat back, bum to heels as far as you can, stretch your arms out in front, and then lean forwards over your wrists as far as you can. Big movements, all the while belly button in. Keep your abs tight to control your movement. Take a deep breath in as you lean forwards and a deep breath out as you sit back. Try reach as far as you can without your knees resting on the floor. Sit back as far as you can and lean forwards over your wrists. Squatting back and leaning forwards just once more. And I'm going to move into a push-ups position. This time, lower your hips to the ground, chest up, shoulders back. And then lift your hips, step forwards into a deep squat. Second time round, we're moving a little bit quicker. Again, trying to get the heart rate up. Try to reach a little bit further. Step back into an abdominal stretch, hips to the ground, chest up, deep breath in. And then hips up, step forwards into a deep squat. Body upright as possible, heels on the ground. A deep breath in as you stretch your abdomen, and a deep breath out as you move into a squat. Trying to relax the hips, lower back, let everything move. Let yourself sit into as deep a squat as possible. Take giant strides to move from one position to another. Hips down, chest up, shoulders back. Look up. Giant step forwards into a squat. I'm going for one more each position. Stretch your abdomen, deep breath in, and step forwards into a deep squat. Next, again, we go to the back of the mat, hands on the mat, walk your hands forwards to a push-ups position. From here, stride a foot forwards next to your hand, twist the torso as you point to the sky. Leg back, take the other leg forwards, twist, point to the sky, and back to standing. Pressure off your shoulders, relax, go again for the next one. A slightly quicker pace than the first round. Each time you're going to the mat, try stride the foot forwards just a little bit further. Breathe in as you step forwards, breathe out as you twist your torso. Breathe in as you change leg, breathe out as you twist, point to the sky. Notice where your heel is dropping. If it's dropping next to your wrist, maybe try reach it next to your fingers. It's just an extra centimeter each time. A giant step forwards. As you twist, try to keep the back knee as straight as you can. Reach as far as you can, putting pressure of your hand on the floor to help you twist. And just once more. Step forwards, point to the sky. Leg back, other leg forwards, twist as far as you can. Both legs back and walk your hands back to standing. Great, a little break for a sip of water and a few deep breaths. Now Mr. Blue is up to pace, warmed up. We're going to do a few strength exercises, while at the same time working his metabolism, challenging his fitness levels. Starting with the light elastic. Step on the loop, hold a grip about shoulder width, squat, reaching elbows to knees and reach high as you can. Here I ask Mr. Blue to take a deep breath in as you reach high, deep breath out as he squats down. Keeping feet flat on the floor, weight evenly distributed toe to heel. Squat elbows to knees and reach high as you can. It's a light elastic so he can do a fairly brisk pace to work his metabolism, get his heart rate up. Just 2 more, squat elbows to knees, reach high, squat elbows to knees, reach high. Next you'll move into a push-ups position. From here, marching on a spot, no running, reach the same side knee towards your elbow, just marching on a spot, aiming for 20 each leg. Breathe out as your leg goes forward, breathe in as the knee goes back. Keep the abs tight throughout. Breathe out as you take your knee forwards, breathe in as you take your leg back. Just 2 more each side, marching on a spot, nothing too quick, belly button in. Next, lower knees to the ground, hands off the floor. Stride forwards, pushing heel into the ground to get up, and then lunge back, place 2 knees on the mat again. Stride forwards, heel into the ground to get up, lunge back, place 2 knees down again. Lead with the same leg for 15, and then stride with the other leg. Keeping a brisk pace, heel into the ground to get up. Try to keep the body fairly upright, and the more you use the back leg to help push you forwards, the less pressure that front knee is going to take. Just 2 more for this leg. 1 more. And from kneeling, stride the other leg forwards, push a heel into the ground to get up. Arms are free, you can use them for balance. Keep the torso upright, keep a brisk pace. And last 2 for this leg. We'll give the legs a little bit of a rest. Go back to the light elastic that you were holding earlier. Twice shoulder width apart. Take a deep breath in as you reach up and back as far as you can, stretching the chest and shoulders. And then lower down in front, pull the elastic into your lap, turning your arms, pointing thumbs directly back behind you. Take a deep breath in as you reach up and back. Deep breath out on the way down. Turn your arms, point your thumbs back, squeezing your shoulder blades together. As you do this exercise, it's very common to try and push the chin forwards to get a little bit more movement. Try to resist that. Keep ears directly above your shoulders. Deep breath in as you reach up. Breathe out as you pull your thumbs back as far as you can to squeeze shoulder blades. Last one, deep breath in and pull back, squeeze shoulder blades together. We can discard the elastic. You're going to stand on one leg. Trying to keep your balance on that leg with the other foot that's off the floor slightly in front of your standing leg. From here, reach both hands to the floor just in front. Every time you come up from touching the floor, stand up straight completely. Chest out, shoulders back, very upright. Back of leg and buttock of your standing leg should start to get tired. Just 2 more. Deep breath out as you reach down to the floor. Breathe in as you stand up straight. Main aim for this one is not to raise your heart rate, but to start to tire some of those leg muscles so you can slow the exercise down a little bit. Breathe out as you reach down. Breathe in as you stand up straight. Working your balance will be just as important as strengthening and flexibility. Last one. And stand up straight. And on to the last exercise for this circuit. Lower yourself down to a plank. Forearms and toes on the mat, keeping your body off the ground. Soft knees, belly button in. And then lift the opposite arm and foot off the floor, marching on a spot, aiming for 20 each side. Belly button in, keep your abdominals tight, hips as still as you can. You'll rock side to side, always a little bit. Just resist as much as possible. Lift the opposites off the ground, steady pace, keep moving. Just 2 more each side. 1 more. And break. A little sip of water, a few deep breaths, and we'll try 1 more circuit of those exercises. Back to the light elastic for a squat and press. Feet about shoulder width. Standing on the loop. Holding the elastic about shoulder width as well. Reach your elbows to your knees. And stand reaching high as you can. Squat, elbows to knees, reach high as you can. Same steady, brisk pace. Weight evenly distributed through your toes and your heels. Keep looking straight ahead, back straight. Very common if you start to look down at the floor that you'll start to arch your back forwards. Now you want a lot of sitting, as little bending over as possible. Keep the elbows under your fists. Elbows to knees, reach high as you can. Last one, elbows to knees, high as you can. And so you can discard the elastic, down into a push-ups position, and marching on a spot, knee to elbow. Breathe out as the leg goes forwards, breathe in as you take the leg back. 20 each side. Keep marching on a spot, slow steady pace, belly button in. The more you control a slow steady pace, the more your abdominals, your core is going to strengthen, it's going to get used to the pressure. Breathe out as you take your knee forwards, breathe in as you take your leg back. Last one each side. And rest to knees on the ground. Take a big stride forwards, heel into the ground to stand up. And then lunge back, place 2 knees on the ground again. Stride forwards to stand up, lunge back to kneeling. Keep a brisk pace, get the heart rate up. Big strides, push your heel into the ground. Keep your upper body as upright as you can. Strong and long strides, push your heel into the ground. Just 1 more on that leg. And lead with the other leg. Stride forwards to stand up. Lunge back, 2 knees down. The bigger the muscles you're working, the higher your heart rate should climb. Every time you do leg work, it's always going to be a pulse raiser. Long strides. Step forwards to stand up, lunge back to kneeling. You want to feel a slight stretch in the hips as you stride back and forward. Push your heel into the ground to engage the buttock, back thigh to stand up. Starts to feel like a bit of a climb late on the set. Just one more on that leg. We'll go back to the light elastic, taking a twice shoulder width grip. Going to take a deep breath in as you reach up and back as far as you can. Stretch the chest and shoulders. And then a deep breath out as you reach the elastic to your lap. Turn your arms, point your thumbs back. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Deep breath in as you reach up and back. Deep breath out on the way down, thumbs pointing behind you. Reach as far as you're comfortable in each of these directions. Big movements and deep breaths. Completely fill the lungs on the way up and completely empty the lungs on the way down. Of course, if you start to feel a little bit dizzy, take a pause. Back to it when you can. Never pushing your chin forwards, keeping your ears directly above your shoulders. Just one more on the way up. And last one, pulling down, thumbs back as far as you can. And you can discard the elastic. You're going to stand on one leg in the middle of the mat, the foot that's off the floor slightly in front. Breathe out as you reach your hands down to the floor. Breathe in as you stand up straight again. Take your time, keep your balance, focusing on strength of your standing leg rather than raising your heart rate. Pick a spot to focus your eyesight on, help you keep your balance. Slow movements, touch the floor and back up to standing up straight, chest out, shoulders back. Last one on that leg, and we move on to the other. Standing on one leg, the other foot slightly in front. Breathe out as you reach to the floor, breathe in as you stand up straight. Minimal bend in the knee as you reach down. Last one on that leg. So move down into a plank on your forearms and you're lifting the opposites off the floor. Belly button in, keep your abdominals really tight. A slow march, lifting the opposite foot and arm off the ground, aiming for 20 each side. Slow, steady pace, keep watching the ground to keep a neutral spine. You don't want to look up or around. Last two, one more, and rest. Great, that's the end of the circuit. We're going to come back for a few stretches to limber up after a tough workout. We always end the workout with a few stretches to wind down and take away any tension that we may have built up in the lower back, in the legs and the hips. Make sure you walk away from the workout without added tension. Starting from a shoulder width stance, you're going to squat as low as you can without lifting your heels. Back of your arm into your knee, point a hand to the sky and follow the hand on the way up. Deep squat without lifting your heels. Push the back of your arm into one leg, the other arm, point to the sky, feeling a stretch in your side of your torso and your lower back. Keep that stretch as you come up. Deep squat, point to the sky, follow the hand on the way up. Keep the stretch as you return to standing. Slow, steady movements. If you place a palm flat on the floor to help you keep your balance when you squat down, that's okay. Deep squat, point to the sky, follow the hand on the way up, keeping the stretch in your lower back, shoulder, side of the torso, wherever you feel most pressure. And just once more each side, really deep squat, point to the sky, follow the hand on the way up, keeping the tension on the side of your torso. One more on the other. Twist as far as you can, look at the ceiling, follow the hand. Next, take a seat on the mat, place the soles of your feet together, knees out to the side. Hold your legs just above the ankle. From here, a butterfly stretch, lift your chest forwards as far as you can, feeling a stretch in the inner thigh and hip. And then straighten one leg out, breathe out as you reach forwards towards that foot. Back into a butterfly stretch, maybe use your elbows to push your knees down to the ground. Lift your upper body to straighten your spine. That should be enough to add stretch to your inner thigh and hip. And then straighten the other leg. Reach the foot of your straight leg as you breathe out. Spend a few seconds with each position. Butterfly, elbows into your legs. Lift the upper body, straightening your spine and pushing more stretch. Straighten a leg out. Breathe out as you take your forehead towards your knee. Take your time moving from one position to the next. Deep breaths. Try to get the muscles to let go, to relax. Reach a little further each time. Pull into a butterfly stretch, elbows into your thighs, lift your chest. Stretch your leg out. Deep breath out as you take your forehead towards your knee. Grab the calf, grab the foot, whatever you need to pull yourself forwards. Back to a butterfly. And straighten the other leg forwards. You can rock forwards into the stretch, maybe side to side. Look for a position where you pushes more stretch into your inner thigh and hip, and breathing. Deep breath out as you lean forwards. And just one more each leg. Last one. Deep breath out, pull yourself forwards. So next, turn sideways on the mat. Knees about 90 degrees, leaning back onto your arms. From here, you're going to let your hips turn to the side, keeping 90-degree bends in your knees. Lean your upper body towards your calf or your ankle. Deep breath out. Lean back, rotate the hips to the other side, still 90 degrees on the knees. Breathe out as you push your chest or your chin towards your ankle. Lean back, rotate, and keep going side to side. Breathe in as you come up, rotate the hips. Breathe out as you lean towards your ankle. Breathe in as you come up, leaning back, turn the hips. Breathe out as you push yourself towards your ankle. The arm of the same leg that you're leaning towards, you can use that arm to push you forwards towards the ankle. The opposite hand can grab the foot, make sure you're tracking in the right direction. Look for a stretch in the buttock, outside of hip, maybe inside of thigh, back of thigh of the leg that you're leaning towards as well. And turn for one more each side. Knee down on the ground, lower leg flat. Upper body towards your ankle. Lean back, turn the hips. Lean to the other. Take your time in each position. A deep breath out as you lean forwards. The more you deflate, the more room you have to push the stretch. Next, you move into a kneeling position. Hands off the mat. Clench the buttocks. Tighten the abdominals. And lean back as far as you're comfortable with, feeling a stretch in the front of thighs. Then stride a foot forwards, and whichever leg is behind, that side hand reaches as high as you can. Hips forwards, arm up. Back to two knees, clench the buttocks, tight abdominals, lean back, and stride the other leg forwards. Trailing leg side, arm up high as you can. Get the hand as far away from the knee as possible. Take your time in each position, reach the stretch as far as you can. As you stride forwards, you can push your heel into the ground to pull your hips forwards a little bit further. Clench the buttock in the back leg to feel more stretch in the front of hip. Reach your fingertips as high as you can. Perhaps get a little bit more leverage as you reach high. Instead, take your hand to the back of your neck and push the elbow as high as you can. Reach the elbow as far away from the knee as possible. Tight abdominals, clench the buttocks, lean back as far as you can. Stride forwards, reach the elbow to the ceiling, lengthening that side of your torso. And stride forwards just one more each leg, elbow high. Back to two knees, lean back, front of thigh stretch. And stride the other leg forwards, elbow high as you can. Hips forwards, elbow high. Next, we'll take a grip of the elastic again, twice your shoulder width, feet super wide, soft knees, arms out extended in front, and a twist side to side, using your arms and the elastic for some momentum. Keep your head pointing in the same direction. Look at the same spot directly ahead of you. Everything can move except your head and your feet. Hips, knees, everything can twist slightly. A short breath out as you reach the point of stretch. Keep moving, use momentum to reach as far as you can. Great. And discard the elastic, that will do.